What if your dog does not love you the way you think they do? It sounds brutal, almost unfair, because you feed them, you walk them, you care for them. You make space for them in your home, your routine, your life, so surely the bond is there. Surely love is automatic, but dogs do not measure love the way humans do. Dogs ask something deeper. They do not ask who bought the food. They ask something much deeper. Because a dog can live in your house, sleep near your sofa, eat from your hand, and still not feel fully safe. That is the part most owners never want to consider, but once you see the signs, you can stop guessing.
You can start repairing. These are 7 signs of your dog may not feel as bonded to you as you think.
And the last one is the most dangerous, because most owners mistake it for a well-trained dog.
1. They move away when you come close, and this sign is quiet, so most people miss it. You walk towards your dog and they turn their head. You sit beside them and they get up. You reach down to stroke them, and suddenly they are interested in something across the room. Owners explain this away all the time. He is just independent. She is not a cuddly dog. That is just their personality.
And sometimes, yes, some dogs are naturally less affectionate, but a pattern is not random.
If your dog consistently creates distance when you approach, their body is telling you something before their voice ever has to.
Closeness does not feel easy yet. That does not mean they hate you. It does not even mean they dislike you.
It means their nervous system is asking for space, and here is where humans often make the mistake worse. The dog moves away, so we follow, we call them back, we reach again, we say, "Come here, I just want to pet you." But to a dog, being pursued when they already asked for space does not feel like love. It feels like pressure. This is the first rule of trust. A dog who is allowed to leave is far more likely to choose to come back. And that choice is where the bond begins. 2. They avoid soft eye contact. A dog's eyes tell you more than most people realize. Read. Not the hard stare, not the wide, tense look, the soft glance, the little check-in, the relaxed look wins.
That kind of eye contact matters. In 2015, researchers studying the dog-human bond found
Hormones strongly linked with bonding and attachment. That does not mean your dog should stare at you all day, but a dog who feels safe with you will often look at you softly.
They check your face, they read you, then they relax. But if your dog constantly turns away when you look at them, if they avoid your face in quiet moments,
it may mean your attention feels heavy to them, not comforting. Heavy.
Intensity alone will not secure victory. We need firm guidance and a voice they can trust in the field.
So do not force eye contact. Do not hold their face. Do not stare them down. Become someone they want to look at. Calm movement, a softer voice, predictable reactions, because when a dog stops needing to bring,
and when it does, it means more than words ever could.
3. Their body goes still when you touch them, and this is one of the most misunderstood signs in the entire relationship.
Because the dog does not run away, they stay, so the owner thinks they like it, but stillness is not always comfort.
You rub their belly and they stop moving. You kiss their face and they look away. To a human, this can look like patience. To a dog, it can be stress. A breath held for 1 second too long. These are not random little movements. They are the beginning of the sentence. And if those signals are ignored again and again, the dog may eventually growl or snap. Then people say, "It came out of nowhere."
But it rarely does. The dog was talking. The human just did not hear the quiet part.
A dog who enjoys touch participates in it. They lean in, they stay loose, they ask for more. A dog who only endures touch is telling you something different, and sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop.
You finally understood their body, not because you love them less, because you finally understood what their body was saying. Or, they only come when something is available: food, walks, treats, the lead, the toy, the sound of the fridge. Hurts. Some dogs appear attached until the resource disappears. Then they disappear too. Dogs. If most of your relationship has been around things, food comes through you, walks come through you, commands come through you, but emotional bonding is different.
A bonded dog does not only come because of what you are holding. They come because your presence itself has value.
They lie near you when nothing is happening. They check in on walks. They sit in the same room without being called. They choose closeness when there is no treat, no toy, no obvious reward. That is the difference. A transaction says, "What do you have for me?" A bond says, "I feel better when I am near you."
If your dog only engages when something is on offer, do not panic, and do not stop rewarding them.
Just start building moments that are not negotiations. A quiet sit together, a slow sniffing walk, gentle play without pressure, a calm voice when nothing is being asked. Let your dog discover that being near you does not always come with a demand. Sometimes it simply feels safe, and for a dog, safe is where love begins.
5. They cannot fully relax around you. A dog can be in the room with you and still not be resting.
That is the part people miss. They may lie down, they may look calm, they may even close their eyes. But their ears are still tracking you. Their head lifts every time you move. Their body stays slightly tense. They sleep near the exit, they wake the second your chair creaks. That is not deep rest, that is monitoring. And monitoring is exhausting. A dog who trusts you can switch off around you. Their breathing slows, their body spreads out, they turn their back, they sleep deeply. They let the room exist without supervising every sound inside it. Because rest is vulnerability. No animal fully relaxes around someone their nervous system does not trust, so ask a difficult question. What does your presence predict? Does it predict sudden touching, being called when they are asleep, being corrected unpredictably?
Being moved, grabbed, interrupted, or handled without warning? Dogs do not need perfect humans, but they do need predictable ones. The safest person in a dog's world is not always the loudest, the most affectionate, or the most exciting.
Sometimes it is the person who becomes wonderfully boring, calm, steady, reliable. The person whose presence does not require constant monitoring, and when a dog finally sleeps deeply near you, that is not just tiredness, that is trust with its eyes closed. 6. They never check back when free. Take your dog into an open space and watch. Not when you call them, not when you hold a treat.
Not because they are afraid, because you are part of how they understand the world. This is what makes the behavior so powerful.
That small glance says more than most owners realize. It means your presence matters, even when the world is interesting. But if your dog runs off and never checks in, if they seem to forget you exist the moment the lead comes off, if you're then outside you may not yet be their safe base, That does not mean they are stubborn. It does not mean they do not love you at all. It means the outside world has more emotional value than your connection in that moment, and punishment will not fix that.
Shouting only teaches the dog that your voice becomes intense when freedom appears. Instead, make checking in worth something. Reward the glance.
Play small games, let them sniff. Use your voice warmly before you need it urgently. Become part of the adventure, not the interruption of it.
Because a dog who chooses to look back when they do not have to is not just checking your location, they are checking their anchor.
7. They obey, but do they trust? This is the sign that fools the most owners, because obedience looks impressive.
Stay. Good boy. And now, come.
A dog can obey because they trust your guidance, and a dog can obey because they are afraid of a mistake. But they do not feel the same inside. The fearful dog looks careful, slow, tense. Their eyes flick up at you. This is risk management. That is not love. That is risk management, and it is one of the saddest things in dog training. Because a dog can look perfectly behaved, feel completely unsafe. Training should make sense.
So the question is not only does my dog do what I say, the better question is how does my dog feel?
Because the strongest bond is not built when a dog fears consequences. It is built when a dog trusts you enough to learn. For many people watching this, yes, but love is not automatic. It can be buried under fear, blocked by pressure, hidden beneath stress signals nobody noticed. Damaged by years of small moments where the dog tried to underspeak and the human understood. But when you stop chasing, when you stop forcing affection, when you stop punishing communication, when your hands become predictable, when your voice becomes steady,
When your presence stops feeling like pressure, the dog begins to think, maybe I can come closer, maybe I can rest here.
maybe I do not have to stay guarded all the time, and slowly the signs begin to change. A softer eye, a looser body, a quiet check-in on a walk, a deep sleep in the same room, small things, but in a dog's world, small things are often the biggest truths. If this video made you think differently about your relationship with your dog, tell us in the comments which sign surprised you most.
And remember this. Your dog does not need you to be perfect. If this video gave you something, a new way of seeing your dog, or a moment that made you stop and think, then do one thing before you leave.
Hit like and subscribe so you do not miss what we are putting out next. Because the more you understand your dog, the better life gets for both of you, and that is always worth showing up for.